everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on where you're from. It's me, Alyssa Twine, and this is my first full video of me talking about epilepsy on YouTube. Welcome to my channel, and somehow I am going to give you details, educational on seizures. If you know somebody that has seizures, you have seizures yourself, or you want to educate somebody about epilepsy, I will talk about that as well too. I'm going to introduce about myself and why I am doing this channel. I've been having epilepsy since the rest of my life. I had febrile seizures at 2 years old starting. Then the febrile seizures stopped when I was 6 years old. In kindergarten, I had seizures. In school, I have done it. That was the first time. The second time was when I went to the Philippines with my mom, and I didn't know I had seizures. There's a blank memory. I don't remember on that one. I was on under medication for epilepsy, and Tegretol, which I was on. Then afterwards, my seizures just stopped. Up until the age of 11, when I was heading off to middle school, that's when my seizures started coming in. I have catamenial epilepsy, which means hormonal imbalance seizures. Anytime when my menstrual cycle comes in before, during, and after, I will start having seizures in the yin yang. And it's not pretty because I wake up with confusion, memorization loss, and also bruises on my body or burnt marks. I also wanted to explain more about myself on my medical condition. I will go step by step on different topics with seizures and also different topics on a lot of things. So if you're a college student heading off to school and you have seizures and you want to communicate with your roommate in the dorm, telling all about medication, all about if you're having a seizure, let the roommate know to get the RA. Make sure to have a watch with you. I will talk more about that. And there are other services on campus that you can get help academic wise. And also if you're working and going to school, that can also help as well too. And always talking with a supervisor, and I will give you resources that I will talk about as well too. For now, about myself, I actually graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in general studies. I was a social work major, but I didn't get in due to disorientation and not understanding the resources and the code of ethics on what to do. I graduated as an associate of science in social work from Nashville State Community College. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in general studies at Austin Peay State University. I hopefully am trying to find a job working for the state of Tennessee and or any other office job that will help pay for me to get my master's degree. I currently work on campus dining, and I usually let my supervisor know if I'm starting to have a seizure or I'm having a seizure. I also talk about a lot of movies on photosensitive seizures and everything. And I usually talk mostly more about epilepsy and mood disorders, photosensitive lights, if you're watching movies that flashing. I also will talk about concerts as well too on that one. I will talk about a lot of things like Monster energy drinks versus caffeine, the pros and cons. I will always do a Q&A. So follow me on Twitter at Alyssa M. Twine1. That's my Twitter. And you can always ask questions and I will answer on YouTube from the questions you ask me on Twitter. I love working with kids. I love working with kids with special needs. I just love working with kids in general. My goal is to become a teacher and educate kids more about seizures and how people need to help as well too in the community, and build more on seizure medical training. So for anybody that's doing summer camps next year, lifeguards, you need to be alert on this as well too. And no matter if you're working for a day camp or overnight sleepaway camp, I highly recommend coming to my channel on YouTube to watch videos, and I talk about that as well too. I also talk about, epilepsy and service pets. I will talk on that one more too. So I have a lot of topics I'll be talking about, but I'm just introducing myself, telling you who I am, and also what I do, what my hobbies are, how to cope with anxiety, how to cope with bipolar and seizures, how to deal with psychological problems and how you can control that. With that, I love doing creative writing. I write in my journal. I listen to classical music that helps me with anxiety. I also will talk about what is the myth and what's the truth on fact versus fiction in seizures, and I will also post that up as well too. I also will post up a lot of good things on YouTube, so subscribe to my channel, like, comment down below, and tell me more about yourself. Do you know anybody that has seizures? You want to educate yourself on epilepsy? Do you know anybody that has seizures as well too? Anybody non-seizure that you want to educate? I always will put that up on there. So you can follow me on Twitter at Alyssa M. Twine1. I also have Facebook, which is Alyssa Twine. You can always watch my live videos sometimes there on Facebook, which I do like once a month. With that, I also do videos on seizures and the aftermath, like example, bruise marks, waking up with burnt marks, carpet burns, you name it, and how I hide all of this. It's just four things I need to cover this up, which I will be discussing in the next video. Dermablend, foundation brush, powder brush, and Dermablend translucent powder. I will talk more on that one, and asking questions from Twitter. Anybody wants to know, just follow me on Alyssa Twine 8710 as well. So hopefully this will help me build more on people educating. And I will put more details on seizures when the school year begins this month. I will start posting up another video. When college season starts around, I will post that up as well too. College and epilepsy, I will give resources down as well. I would give a lot of things on epilepsy and education wise. So if you want to know more about seizures and communicating with people with seizures, talking about this and everything, I know with catamenial seizures, it's mostly a hormonal imbalance. So I will talk about that. I will talk about the controlled substance medication such as Onfi, clozapam, which stops absent seizures slash staring spells. I will name some controlled substance seizure medications and how to secure that while you're going to college, because there's always shady people that would ask for controlled substance medication, and I will talk more about that as well in the video. So hopefully I'll see you on my next video. This is an introduction about myself and talking about resources. So feel free to ask any questions on Twitter, which is Alyssa M. Twine 1. That's my Twitter. And you can always ask questions about seizures. And I will see you in my next video.